What made a fencing master? Now, the pop culture answer would be a wizened old master who has spent their life refining their art, and they're now passing it on to the next generation. But as far as European swordsmanship goes in the 16th century, that idea doesn't really bear out. I was reading through Martin Fabian's translation of Hans Medel, and they list some of the qualifications required to become a master. You have to demonstrate competency to a panel of masters in the sword, the dussack, the staff, and the dagger, which includes a demonstration of the 5 secret cuts and the 6 master cuts. And then you would have to go 2 rounds against any fencing master who was present who wanted to spar you and satisfy them with your fencing. It also includes an annual record of who was being made a master in what year. And they were on average turning out about half a dozen masters every couple years. And a lot of these freshly minted masters were in their day job, in their trades, just apprentices and journeymen. Which gets us to another point, that a lot of these fencing masters weren't fencing masters as their primary profession, they were tradesmen in other fields. The fencing master Joachim Meyer was a cutler. And not only did he become a master with several written works under his belt by the time he died at the age of 33, but he also had enough time to raise someone else up to become a master. Evergreen Fencing recently published an article where he was able to zero in the ages of several fencers when they became masters, and 8 of them were masters by their early 20s. So at least for our little slice of the Holy Roman Empire here, mastery is less about perfection and more about competency and the qualification to pass that knowledge on accurately. And while master is a loaded term as far as modern historical fencing is concerned, you can see that same sort of timeline occurring between when people start to fence and when they become instructors. We've just changed the word. We all have day jobs, we're all fencing on the side, but after about 10 years of that, you have a pretty good understanding of what you're doing and can communicate that intelligently to new fencers. Now, I should note that these historical masters were probably coming in with a higher level of competency than we are today, because for them, fencing was something of a national pastime. Think about towns where the people live and breathe football, either kind. Now again, these examples only cover a very narrow slice of the fencing pie, but it gives you something to think about and maybe makes you challenge some of your preconceived notions.